I've been listening to that song a lot, like ever since I listened to it like a couple weeks ago, and I've been listening to it over and over and over again ever since then. So that's why I've been. It just has like a deeper meaning, I guess, because you don't talk. You have to like search my name and then search for it.
My fault.
I call him on my page looking for the tweet. But I was dumb loud. No, because I tweeted it a while ago, so that's why you're not gonna be able to find it. You could have twisted the thing, bro.
Yeah. Then I messed everything up. I'm good.
But as you all know, thank you guys for watching and tuning into another episode of the Just Talks podcast. This is technically season. We're gonna call it season 2, but it's episode I believe 19. But season 2, episode 1, whatever you want to call it. I'm your host, Jamal. I'm with two of my guys, Danny and Freddie. And over there behind the camera that is doing all the behind the scenes work is gonna be our other boy Miguel. You can't see your hand, but we're just gonna go up for that.
Blackheart.
A black heart.
I just want to start off by saying Happy New Year's to everybody. We're now officially made it to 2021. If you're listening to this, I just want to say Happy New Year to you all because there was definitely a lot of people that we lost in 2020, whether it was friends, family, celebrities, idols, pretty much anything. There was a lot of people who lost in every single category that you can think of. Whether it was to COVID or tragedy. So just want to start off by saying you made it. Barely.
Nigga, we made it.
Yeah, man. Already started rough.
So being that it is the new year, I wanted to start off and ask you guys, like, how did you guys bring in the new year? What did you guys do to bring it in 2021? What were you guys doing? What were your plans?
Well, I was supposed to. You already know what was supposed to happen, but plans change. It doesn't matter. I spent it with the people I love, people I care about. I had a good time. I really enjoyed it. It was it just felt really good knowing that the year ended, like that chapter 2020 closed. I'm just so ready to see what 21 brings us. And on top of that, I feel like everybody has this like, I don't want to say vengeance, but I feel like a lot of people, after experiencing 2020, we really want to come up and we really want to, I don't want to say like shit on people, but I feel like we're really trying to like just make a comeback, bounce back from that terrible year. Because although there were a lot of positives, there were more negatives, I believe. If we did like a whole chart, but positives and negatives, the negatives probably outweigh the positives. But this year is a new slate, so we're going to start off fresh. And I hope everybody has a positive mindset, attitude, ready to do what they have to do this year.
What was you doing, Danny? How would you bring in the new year?
My man ate a Uddy.
I worked.
So
it worked overnight. I work overnight, so I worked, and it was a moment of like me realizing that I need to change a lot of shit within this year, and that's whether it's being occupation or it's finally started my career. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was honestly like really depressing. So I felt I was like in a small like depressive state.
Yeah.
People that called me are like, my mom called me at the dot and she was like, I was actually really busy at work too. And I was like, my mom called me. I'm like, I picked up the phone and she's like, oh, I'm like, Mom, working, I'm working like, cause I work in the same, building my mom works in or the same, company my mom works in, but I just work overnight. I didn't like I said, I was like depressed a little bit. My mom called me and then she was like, FaceTime me. I was like, yo, I'm actually busy. Like I thought I wasn't going to be too busy. but I was actually busy. I didn't even hear like anyone say Happy New Year like in like my job because there's not a
Like
lot
your
of people.
coworkers and stuff.
Yeah, I think he said it, but I have my headphones in, so I was like, I don't really care if y'all say it. Like, I don't have like nothing against my coworkers or anything. It's just I don't really mess with most of y'all, most of them, because there's I mess with them, but I don't really like. I don't consider y'all like.
Yeah, they're like
Family
associates and
and stuff
shit.
like
It's
yeah.
my associates, yeah. If anything, I have like one friend, one or two friends in my actual like overnight. But it was like then my mom called me. I FaceTime her. I was like, "Hey, what's up? Happy New Year, thank you." And then like if you saw my face, like even like I saw my face in the camera, and I was like,
So out of it.
like not even out of it, just like upset.
Aggie.
Like
That's not what he wanted to be doing.
yeah, I was like,
No, of
this is how I'm
course.
starting off my year. Like I haven't spent New Year's like 12 o'clock with my mom for like a minute. Like it's been like 3 years.
Damn,
Like, so I'm just like, yo, like I really didn't like. I miss being with my family at least till 12 o'clock, saying Happy New Year's, being with the fam, and then spinning off. So I was aggy. Jamal called me. He probably saw my face and he was like, "Damn, I know you at work, bro, but you know, Happy New Year." And then I was like, and then I would talk to our boy Greg, our boy Flacco, and then I was just, it was so like, so disappointing, like how to start this new year with work and money. Like I'm starting the new year making money, but at the same time I'm starting the new year like alone. So it was like, damn.
Yeah, but that's why 21 is about to do you good, bro.
Yeah,
You worked for it on 2020.
So with that in mind, did you have anything that you thought of that you want to put into action? I mean, you kind of said it a little bit, but is there anything you want to put into action for 2021 to make yourself different? So you're not working at midnight?
Yeah, the thing about my like overnight and like I work as a stock boy overnight. I don't really care what people know. I used to work as a teacher, as y'all all probably know from my podcast, but as a teacher's assistant at least. But that wasn't happening this year. It was just too far for me, and it was eating at my mental health. And this is eating at my mental health too, like this job. But I had a lot of time to think within the 2 weeks. Not even that day. It was the 2 weeks of like resolutions. One is definitely start a new occupation. You know, start something new. Like whether it be the end of January or like the end of March, something has to be new. That's not number one, but that's definitely up there. It's probably top 5 for me. Number one is probably be a little more selfish with myself. If that like,
What do you mean?
like
Explain it.
Yeah. So
I mean, I think I get it, but like
I haven't really did shit for in 2020 I did things for me, but I feel like I really didn't do anything outrageous for me. Like I had friends invite me to like go like to vacation, like Miami, Orlando, Puerto Rico. The only thing I feel like I did for myself was go to Cali. Like, all right, let me go to Cali. And then I think about like my job and stuff. And I'm like, let me not take time off because, they need me and stuff like that. And then it's like, now it's to a point I like realize New Year's like day, like at 12 o'clock, whatever. Nah, I had to like, yo, fuck, this is just a job. Fuck this. Like,
yeah.
Like, fuck this, fuck that. This is a job. I have to be more selfish with myself, with my money, with everything, because I'm very big on like friends and like let's have fun.
Family, yeah.
I'll try to pay. I may be like cheap when it comes to like little like other stuff, but like when it's to have like fun, to experience that little one moment of happiness.
To enjoy yourself and your loved ones. Yeah, of course.
So like now I'm trying to be like, you know what, I gotta be on my own time too, because it's not all about like giving my time, because that's one thing you don't get back, and I kind of like put that out there, like that's it, it's over. Like I'm not gonna get my time back, and I love my friends and I love my family. I love my family my friends that I call family, and the vice versa. But like I said I was gonna example last year, like you gotta reflect too, like what I said I was gonna do. And
reflection is key.
Exactly,
because it helps you keep up with your progress.
Exactly, and then my progress hasn't been that amazing. Only due to like video games wise, like I didn't beat a game last year. I have so many games that I have to catch up on, and I was like,
You see, at least you got something to do.
yeah,
That's the time you could focus
Just
on
play
yourself.
Miles Morales. You'll beat it in
yo, I didn't even
in
play.
a day.
I didn't even play the original Spider-Man.
Wait, you haven't played the original?
Nah, I
Yeah,
watched people play it.
Yeah, you gotta catch up.
So it's like I haven't even did that. Like
Miles Morales
I know,
comes
right?
with it though.
Like, and then Miles Morales. There's mad games. Like there's a lot of games that I should like caught up. I wanted to start reviewing games and stuff like that. I learned that everything goes back to games.
What happened?
The paper got in my mouth.
Okay, yeah.
Pause.
Nah, but yeah, that's really much it. That's pretty much it for me. There's other shit in my thing, but I don't want to talk about it because you know when you want to say too much, like you don't want to say too much about certain things. So yeah, that's basically it for me.
Well, Freddie, did you set any New Year's resolutions?
I'm not really big on resolutions per se, but because I feel like at the end of I feel like a resolution, people always, if you give it that title, people are always gonna end up fucking it up. Like, how many people you honestly know set a goal on January 1st and then on December 31st they were like, yeah,
Yo, I'm gonna work out every single day.
yo, thank you. You see something like that?
Gym is
I feel like-
packed. And nobody.
Exactly.
Gym is
That-
packed.
I think that was one. Now I'm not gonna lie, that was one for me, and I was like, I'm not gonna start the day up because I'm not gonna be that stereotypical, and I haven't. Like, I probably haven't. I haven't started, but I know why.
It's all
For
about
me, like-
planting seeds too.
Yeah.
For me, like I said, I was gonna start. I said I was gonna start the year because I ate a lot of bullshit because the holidays is there, so you're at home doing nothing, and around family who's also eating a lot of junky food and cooking like
It's
a lot of
holiday
your
food.
favorite foods and stuff like that. So, I was like, yo, I'm gonna start the year doing Carlos's juice cleanse.
Did you?
I didn't start that shit.
Yo.
And it's not because like it's just like you said, not staying true to what we should be doing or say that we want to do. You know what I mean? Like that's just why I didn't start it. So eventually, but same thing for me. That's how I feel. I feel like it's kind of like reverse psychology. Like I want to do certain things that I have in mind that I've been telling you guys that I have planned for doing, especially like stuff like this, which is probably the main thing that I have like planned. But like I'm not gonna say this is my New Year's resolution. I want to do this. I mean, the only thing I might have said is that I want to be more consistent this year than we were last year with this. But I don't really think that's like a New Year's resolution. That's just a general, general
I think
goal.
when like people think about New Year's resolutions, like real quick, a resolution to me it means like change, like not immediate change, but like it's a big change. I don't think
I know something that I want to make that's a big change. Like,
Okay.
it's a personal thing about myself. And I guess it's going to be something we're going to talk about later when it talks about like what to expect for season 2 when we said season 2. But something I want to do that I don't necessarily do in the midst of like just generally with around people that I do when I'm around you guys, people that I'm comfortable with. It just kind of just be unapologetically myself. I'm kind of like in a shell. But I don't really do that. So like that's something that I want to do this year, starting this year. Just
I feel like
not really care what anybody has to say. I'm too like sheltered with trying to not hurt people's feelings, and with that,
I understand.
Fuck that. Like
A big thing is like with ending like the resolution thing I said. It was like we have goals, and I think that's more important than resolutions because goals don't mean change in like a big way. It just means like, okay, I want to accomplish this by then. Or and you don't even have to give yourself a deadline. Just accomplish this by then, and then we're good. Like, because that's gonna build a habit, and then I'm gonna get so used to that habit that it's not changing nothing.
it's gonna
but
be
it's
consistent
improving.
and
Like,
it's gonna be routine.
Exactly. So that's why I don't like the word. Like, I don't like the New Year's resolution thing. I always thought it was like kind of dumb. Not dumb, but like.
yeah, I mean, I
don't
get
know
it.
how to
Like I don't want
explain
to downplay anybody that tries to set New Year or not tries to that sets New Year's resolutions. I don't want to downplay anybody that does that. But the way that we see it, like you're saying, is it's better to try to just get consistent with something.
Yeah,
I was gonna say on top of that, I don't feel like we're downplaying it. I just feel like at our age or the older you got, you know what works for you. Some
Exactly.
people, if like growing up, if you did New Year's resolutions and that happened to work for you, then, you know, by all means, keep going for it.
Yeah.
But I know New Year's resolution isn't for me because let's say I set a New Year's resolution a few years ago, and I think by like February, I was already failing at it. And, you know, that eats you up. Like, oh, damn, yo, I told myself I was going to do this.
Yep.
Damn, why am I not doing it? You know, you're putting that type of pressure on yourself.
It's
And
like-
at the end of the day, you don't want to stretch yourself out or, you know, be in a predicament where you're like, oh, I told myself I was going to do it, and then you're eating yourself up because you're not doing it. Feel me?
Mhm. And you could always adjust goals.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
like resolutions, once you like fail at it, people like give you like the people do give you shit like playing like that's
No,
why,
yeah, if
like,
you tell people,
you tell
like,
people,
oh,
I thought you was gonna do that. Oh, you was gonna go to the gym. Oh no, now you're
I
not
see you
going
eat
to the
that
gym.
pizza,
Yeah.
boy. That's not gym like.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you say you was gonna eat better, but you just ate a whole thing of pork. Wait,
Nah,
what?
facts.
Like, it's like
Yeah.
that.
Is there anything that you guys, as far as the new year goes, so I didn't want to spend too much time on it. Is there anything that you guys want to see change in the world
Oh man,
coming
on.
up
I
in
mean,
2021 that
That's-
has nothing to do with you? I mean, it can relate to you because it's going to affect you in some shape or form, but
I
is
think
there
that-
anything that you want to see change or?
I believe that that has a lot to do with like. There's so much to change in this world.
yeah,
There's so much to change, especially this first week. Like, yo,
yeah. Day 6 was wild.
like what's like, yo. And I woke up, and yeah, cause I work overnight. I like, and Chubbs understands this. We wake up late in the day, in the night. Actually, we don't
Yeah.
even wake up in the day. We have like our mornings, and we go to sleep for the, basically the
facts.
whole afternoon. But yo, when I woke up, and
You
can
saw
ask
everything.
you can ask them too. You can ask them. I was like, this happened? Yeah, that happened.
Yeah,
Like,
when I
wait,
got the
what?
text message
What
and him
happened to
saying that, and I was like, yeah, this nigga just woke up.
I was like, yo. And they were like, I was like, like, did anyone get shot? Like,
Nope.
nah,
One
one
person.
person. One person.
One
died.
person.
Oh yeah, she did get shot.
Yeah, and I was like, that's it. That's it. Like it. Of course, it's mad inhumane to say that.
Yeah.
But it was just like, yo.
No, but I feel like coming from our backgrounds and seeing what happened over there,
you saw it.
you would expect more than.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
But
We're gonna get to that
yeah,
because
we're gonna-
that
Never
is
mind,
something that we
folks.
were gonna talk about. Let's stick with like the New Year shit. Is there anything specific? If you just want to answer it quick, is there anything that you want to see change moving forward for the year in general? For
Well, I want to change how we handling this pandemic because there's this new strain that's going on, so it's making it more. What's the word? Yeah, it's more contagious. There we go. So I feel like the more contagious it is, being that we didn't really handle COVID-19. Well, it's still COVID-19, but being that we didn't handle that last year, and we're finding out now that it's more contagious, it's like we as a society, we just really need to follow those protocols. If they don't want us out, let's literally try not to be out. If they don't want us, you know,
nigga saying this like we not sitting in a room.
we understand.
we have our windows open. We got air circulating. Like, but I mean,
The fan is always on.
at the end of the day, we may seem like, well, not us in part. Well, everybody may have to do some type of contradictory stuff because at the end of the day, life is still going on. How are we really supposed to stay at home if A, we're not getting compensated for it, B, everything is still going on outside as if nothing is changing? So, I mean, it may sound hypocritical. Yeah, oh, we got to follow protocol. But yeah, we're all recording here. But I feel like, damn, why you put me on the spot like that?
That's what I gotta do.
Nah, that's good though, because at the end of the day, I feel like, damn, I already said it. At the end of the day, but
Oh yeah, he's trying not to say that.
That's the hardest one.
no, but I feel like, when it comes to this situation, it's really hard. That's why we haven't had a solid solution. But I feel like New Zealand, I believe, is one country.
Australia.
Yeah, Australia. Oh, like there's countries that are literally handling this a lot better than we are, and we should literally follow their
Australia,
lead.
Deadass just had a whole festival. Earth Gang performed at a festival in Australia.
But
like a
that's
week ago.
because their COVID numbers have been at zero
They're
for
actually
like
COVID free.
yeah, exactly.
now.
They've been COVID free for months. Like
Yeah.
it's not even like a week or two. It's like literally months.
Yeah, like for me, is I think there's one big, there's one big and a little change for me.
Let's
Like,
hear both.
But they're both big in a way.
Mhm.
So the
Pause.
biggest one is both. That's what I said.
No, go.
What did I do wrong? Now, the biggest one is like United States of America has to stop acting like we're big shit.
Yo, for real, this year we
Like-
really proved that we're like not a superpower at all. Like
no.
everything we learned about when we were in middle school, high school about the United States being this big
About
country.
everything.
Yeah.
That's because we were letting the Don rule everything. The Don.
The dog, that's his new name.
No, I ain't want to call him that.
The Don.
The dog. The
Um,
clown.
Yeah, nah, it's just you just seen it like like these countries are like doing great. Jamaica is like COVID free too. Yeah, they're like close at least.
That's because there's sugar cane alcohol that I drink. It's fucking like 100%.
Percent proof, 100% proof, 100 proof.
That shit.
I didn't even
I
know
took-
that,
bro.
That's new.
It's
Nah,
a shot. You know how like the little shot shits?
Yeah.
You're supposed to just down that shit, right? Bro.
It's like Mama Wine.
Oh, it is like Mama.
I took it. I was supposed to. I went to like take the whole shot, bro. I was like, oh nah, it's so D.
So wait, this
So I
is
had
different.
to. I had to like sip it like it was a drink.
Oh shit, for real.
You know that
Yeah.
that meme that's like whoa.
Oh yeah.
That's how I felt. I was like, nah, this is beast. I couldn't do that shit. But
But yeah, but Jamaica is like that. Of course, because of that. That's probably a factor in it. But the other reason
it's
is
definitely not the reason.
nah, it probably is. Remember Fireball? Nah.
It's
Nah,
definitely not the reason, but
They closed down their borders and stuff, and they weren't letting like their biggest thing is what tourism, and they still rather have closed down than actually like.
yeah, no, it's
They're
just
not greedy.
our country is just retarded. Like I'm not gonna sit
Yeah,
here
can
and
you
say
can you change that word real quick?
slow.
Okay.
He said, "Okay, I'll go with it."
No,
that
it's-
better.
It's just because our country, I mean, not saying that there aren't other factors, because there's a lot of other stuff that goes into it, and I'm not a political person, but a lot of it is that they just don't care, because like you said, it goes into life is still going on how it's supposed to. People still want their rent. You still have to pay taxes. You still have to do all these things that should have just shut down. If it all would have just shut down at one time, and was like, yo, literally stay home and do absolutely nothing. And we were too busy trying to figure out what's essential, what's not essential, what has to stay open, what doesn't have to stay open, and all this other shit that fell into play. And then people not really taking shit serious, because nobody in our country really takes our government serious as is, especially when we have Donald Trump as the president. So like nobody's really listening to anything. So it goes into a little bit of everybody. Not only our government, but if our government was more solid and made definite decisions of saying,
It's
yo,
like a ripple effect.
yeah, like this is how we 100% take this serious, we probably would have been in better shape. But like I said, they're retarded, so
And
slow.
then there's so many. Yeah, thank you. Word. Slow. There's so many different ideologies and stuff like that, and I'm cool with that. But at what point do we all get together and say like, we all have to agree that this might be the best way? And of course, your religion and stuff like that have to do with play. Like they have a lot to do with it. Like, okay, if your religion says you can't do that, we're not gonna make you do it. But we still have to come to a common place where it's like,
Nah, you gotta just be able to say
Like-
fuck all that, because you can't really take that into consideration if you're trying to. This is something that is affecting everybody. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
That's why.
It's not. It's
that's
religion.
That's what I mean
kind of
by
thing.
like.
So
That's what I mean. Like
you
we have
can't
to,
reach a middle ground. You have to just set in stone what has to be done. So
the other,
That's why there has to be like separation
how many-
between. Oh, my fault. I was
Go
gonna. I was just keep your thought, because I'm just gonna say this real quick. That's why we have to keep in mind that people. We've been saying, well, in general, that they need to separate like the church or whatever from the government, and that could be an example right there.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other thing is like, not the other thing I want to change, but the other thing is how are you taking the vaccine?
I'm not sure yet.
Your chubs, you don't know yet.
I don't know, because well, two things. I don't think my job is forcing me to do it. That's one. And then the second thing is I want to see what's going on with it, because I believe there's been a few fatalities after the vaccine.
Okay.
I don't know if that's 100%. So
No, yeah. They're you can look it up. There's
that it says that that's
two-
the reason, or is not?
wait,
Is it
they
100%
took a
that
vaccine,
the
and then-
vaccine is the reason?
I don't know if it's the vaccine, but they literally said after they took the vaccine, 2 doctors, I don't know where they're from, but 2 doctors, at least 2 doctors have passed away after taking the vaccine.
We can't just go off and say just because they took the vaccine
Exactly.
that's
We
the
have
reason.
to-
We have to know that for a
we
fact.
Our research and shit. Our Googles.
Um,
Facts.
And then how about you, Jamal? You said you don't know either, right?
I'm
you
probably
said-
not gonna take that shit.
Yeah,
To be
not
honest with you.
okay. So, for me, that's another like standpoint, where it's like,
A viewpoint.
yeah, or viewpoint, standpoint, however you want to see it. It's like, you know how many people I already know that said I'm not taking that shit. Like, and it's like, I understand y'all scared of like the repercussions or like the side effects and everything. Only 80% of America, of the population, has to actually take it for them to be like, okay, maybe we might open back up, like, and become the new norm.
Yeah, Dr. Fauci, which is the only person that we should be listening to, but we're not. So, he said that if at least 80 to 85% of people take it, which we should be able to have by the summertime, that by the middle or end of the summer, everything should be
The new norm.
back to quote unquote whatever normal is.
Exactly.
So stuff will be more open
But
at a higher capacity, like more people in restaurants and shit like that. So
I learned, like, talking to people about it, there's more people that say they're not gonna do it than I could say a survey of 10 people, 9 are saying they're not gonna do it.
I think it'll change.
And it might change. I think once like May hits, it'll change, because that's 6 months, or that's 5 months going into 6, whatever, if you say June, that you see the results or you see the side effects of everything. Like, a lot happens in 6 months, 5-6 months. A lot happens. That's like half the year. So it's like, once that happens, then people are gonna be like, okay, maybe. And then kids are not gonna go back to school unless they probably get it. That's probably gonna be a thing. So it's like
that's what I feel like with jobs, like with companies. I feel like a lot of companies are probably gonna have that mandate, like, oh, you won't be able to work unless you take a vaccine.
So
well, I can keep working from home because I've been doing this whole time.
Yeah, but that's another thing too. Like, in this year, I was like, oh, okay. And then the little big one is like, people's mentality gotta change. Like,
In what way? Like,
they have to be more open.
I hear that. I feel like everybody should be more
He
open.
said, "Fuck that." Fuck that. Nah, in the sense of like, there's no. I don't feel like there's ever a good or bad in this, to me.
What do you mean? Well, I don't even get what you're talking about.
It's more like a gray area of like, all right, this one instance is like how people view I can't even say the word homosexuality. There you go.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah. So that's one. Like, people are mad close, and of course, I'm not gonna, like, the generation I give that to is like baby boomers and stuff like that. So it's like, you gotta change that in like your head. Like, this is normal. This is normal now. Like, yes, of course, it's happening, and it might be influencing like other factors in life.
Yep.
But once we grow to accept it, the sooner we grow to accept everything, like whether it's race, sexuality, religion and stuff, once we like grow in that sense, we're gonna be fine. And that's it, like, to me. Like, why another thing is like jobs for us. Like, I'm an immigrant. Your mom's an immigrant. My mom's an immigrant. But I can't tell my mom, I'm gonna do this. This is my job. This is my career.
I saw something online, and I guess this is basically what you're saying to make it easier. I saw something online. It was said it ran in my family until it ran into me.
Exactly.
Which is
Yeah,
a good way to look at it.
No, it is a good way
like,
to look at things.
It's a repeating cycle. Like, my dad, he's not against the idea of doing a podcast, but if you told him, he doesn't see the value in it unless it starts to make money. Like, he would never be behind the idea of that. He's more behind the idea of working and joining a union rather than trying to create something of your own.
Yep.
It's like I don't want to work for somebody the rest of my life. So
My mom and my steppops, they always tell me, "Oh, become a teacher, become a teacher." Great benefits, great union, stuff like that. You'll be good at it. And I'm like, but I don't want to do that. Like, I love kids. Don't get me wrong. I love the job when I had it, but there's so much stress behind it. So I was like,
oh yeah, there's a lot of other factors that go behind it.
Ever put that stress behind me? So it's just like little things like that. Like change your be more open. Like in the future, with my future kids or whatever, I'm telling like whatever you want to do, I'm supporting you. But you can't change your mind once you know what you want to do, or you can, but try not to because.
Try to stay dedicated to it.
Yeah, try to stay dedicated. Yeah, that's it. And that's it. What about you, Jamal? You didn't answer the question.
But what do I want to see change?
Yeah. Thought you was gonna skip out, huh?
No, I just wanted y'all to answer it. I didn't really want to answer the question.
Yeah,
he was trying to avoid it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't really have an answer to it for it. So I was just letting the way.
He just wanted to put us on blast. That's all.
Like this is not the host. Like we don't co-host.
It's a mediator. The real question for 2021.
Man, ask our audience.
Danny,
Ask the audience.
my real question for you is: do you plan on finding a lady friend in 2021?
Yo, can you put that? Y'all gotta put the sound effects. Y'all gotta put the sound effects, and you gotta zoom it in. Dun 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 dun.
Oh, you see, I was gonna go.
Damn, even the audience wants to know. I'm kind of locked away on.
Wait. Before you answer, just let it go to you. Don't find it, cause you know when you try to looking for things.
Yeah, y'all didn't even let me answer it. That's what I was trying to say. Like, wait a minute.
Wait, my fault.
I'm kind of locked on love right now.
Oh, you locked on it.
Locked?
Locked out of it. I'm sorry.
Locked out of it.
I'm locking myself. Like I'm kind of shutting myself in.
What do you mean?
But I feel
Like I'm locking myself, myself, like for it, like in the sense of like if it comes, I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, he's gonna
no,
embrace it, right?
I'm gonna embrace it, but I'm not trying to look for it. Like
I feel that. To be honest, I feel like that's the best way to approach like.
why
when
would
it comes to like
why I think looking for it is more of a hassle. I think I have the same idea of happiness. Looking for happiness is like you're gonna become miserable looking for something. Like unless like you ever lost that one key and you're like, yo, I know I put it here, and then you become like so like,
fixated on it.
Exactly, that you're like, oh, like I'm like I always lose shit, and then you start like telling yourself.
I feel like this nigga's whole mindset on this topic right now is gonna be completely different when shit goes back to normal, because when everything goes back,
When everything opens back
it's
up,
gonna be fucking wild, and his whole mindset is gonna be completely different because it's gonna be it's gonna be everywhere.
honestly,
for real, though.
online dating is not for me.
No, you can't do the online dating, bro. You
especially now during a panoramic, bro.
Words of the big D. The panoramic.
It's a panoramic.
Nah, yeah, but it's like
Corona,
I'm locked
though.
away on it. But if it comes, it comes.
Nah, facts.
But I think once the new norm comes and we are outside and stuff, it's gonna be a lot different. Like
That's what I'm saying.
Cause I like meeting people in person. Y'all know this. Like I'd rather meet somebody in
Yeah,
person.
That's why
new
I said
energy
what I
when you
said.
meet somebody.
Jamal.
The energy is gonna be completely different.
Yo,
Stuff
facts.
puts back up.
Watch when we go out to the club and he sees a dancer. Over. First off, any girl that wants Danny,
Perfect example. Perfect example.
Go ahead.
Remember the
It
first.
became Danny's dating.
Yeah.
I love it.
Remember when
dating
after we
spotlight.
recorded the first episode and I took you guys out to Barcode the first time,
Yeah.
right?
Vibes.
Remember how you danced with? Was it just one girl or was it multiple girls?
It was like
three.
Yeah, it was like
Right?
My man's was
All
back.
All right. That was in the beginning. That was like when you were first coming off your situation and you start talking to. But
Right,
imagine that's now that that's past you, right?
He grew from
And they're
that.
better looking girls than what was that night. Because they weren't bad, but like
they
they're
weren't.
not
They
girls
were
that-
cute.
They're
and
not girls that you would have
everything,
talked to. So
Yeah.
what if
that's
the
it.
situation is different and it is girls that you would talk to?
Like I said, when we're outside, we would know. Like, what? I can't.
He's like, yeah.
I'm not a watcher. I'm not. I
Can't
don't
see
got
the future.
I got psychic powers. I believe I got psychic powers, but I don't got future power. Like I can't. I'm not Raven. That's what I look like. Like I said, the spotlight is on me, I guess. But I'm gonna let it come. Like, yo, I'm gonna let that part approach me, of course. 'Cause,
Yeah, that's better.
like, life is weird. You know, I think I tweeted it the other day. Life is a game.
Box
you
of
just gotta,
chocolates.
Nah, life is a game. You just gotta play it right. I like the chocolate one, of course, for Forrest Gump, but
That's my favorite movie.
like life is dead ass a game, and you just have to play it right.
Yeah.
But you have to play it to your advantage, or like your.
Yeah, you have your cards. Yeah, you got to play your cards right. You're the only one that knows your hand. Or your stack
Exactly.
of deck or whatever.
Exactly, or your
So you got to
attributes and
figure
shit.
out how to maneuver that and
Yeah, it's
play.
Yeah.
It's just that if I do have one, that's great. That's great. If I have three, that's amazing. If I have, I don't.
It's all
want
about balance.
exactly. It's all,
I wasn't.
it's all about balance.
No, I wasn't asking you to put a number on it. I was just trying to see where your mind was at.
At least
my
you see
mind
where
is-
his goals is. More than one.
Two would be fine. Nah. Yep. That's me.
So we're at 40 minutes. Do you guys want to get into?
Can I just say something real quick?
Yeah.
I am available though.
Yo, throw your number out.
914.
555.
I know y'all know that area code.
Do you want to jump into January 6th in how the day started to how it ended?
I
Because
mean,
it started off me waking up in the morning finding out that Kanye West was having an affair with Jeffree
yo, wait,
Star.
time out. I want to know, yo, where the fuck did this come from? I want to know, like, I see no sources or anything. I just see mad people like, oh, Kanye and Jeffree Star, and they shout,
Nah,
and they
I
start
just-
showing mad white girls. So you,
I saw.
you see
I
that?
saw,
right?
So what I saw Kanye West and Kim Kardashian divorced.
Yeah, I saw that last night. That
Oh,
was
wait, so
posted
that's
before we went
official
to
too?
sleep. Yeah, that it looks like it is.
Because that's the
It's saying
thing.
that the reason, because as credible as Complex could be, Complex posted that, like in addition to that post, they said that she said her last straw was when he decided to run for president.
Bro, mind you, he said that shit in 2016. Bro. She was side of the nigga
Yeah,
4
that
years
was a
ago.
while
Like,
ago.
She thought he was lying, apparently. So
And then he actually tried.
Yo, I mean, I
people
think.
voted for him. So
I mean, people did vote for him,
I
but
tried.
it was funny because on Twitter they were talking about that. They were like, "Yo, I feel bad for Kanye because his family and friends didn't even vote for him."
Yo,
So it's like, damn, that's fucked up. But
I did try.
at that at the end of the day, but I feel
He
like
would have wrote his name in.
I feel like that whole
Yeah,
Kanye
that's why I did it.
situation, like the whole presidency, I feel like he gets what he wanted to do that for a reason. You know, he wanted to get that exposure. He wanted to derail votes. We don't know his intent because he's a complicated dude, especially the last few years. We don't even know what type of time
He
he's
went
on
through mad
anymore.
shit, so I could only imagine.
Yeah, but so it went from that, and then it jumped into the attack on the Capitol. And
Also, it switched up totally. It did a
Yeah.
flip. It went from
being comedy and jokes to still being comedy and jokes because
to a certain extent.
the internet's still going to be the internet, but it was just like a disbelief of the Capitol being raided.
Literally disbelief, because I was actually telling Miguel this on the ride over here. Literally, when you see, I saw this video yesterday. I don't know when it was out, but I saw the video yesterday of like the people coming in, and there was only like 4 or 5 police officers. One of them was a girl, but they were like pushing on the railings and all that. And you saw a couple of police officers like with their hands fighting off like some of the dudes, and it's like, bro, how come they weren't scared for their lives? How come they weren't threatened? Like they didn't even think about pulling out that gun, you know? And if it doesn't even need to be said, but if we know if it was a different demographic, it would have been totally different situation.
What I don't get is that I have never been to Washington D.C. like and stopped there and like go to like all these Capitol buildings and monuments and shit. I want to. It's just to experience because I like history and stuff.
They're free.
No, yeah, that's a good vacation to do.
Yeah, they're free. It's a good like weekend.
Yeah, I did that a few years ago.
Weekend thing.
Yeah,
But what I grew up to believe is that there's snipers on the Capitol building. Like
no, you don't have to. It's not a belief. They're there.
They're there.
I went to
you see? Okay,
a couple years ago
not a myth.
when we were in.
It's not a myth.
No,
okay.
it's not. When we went to
It's straight facts.
when we were in school and we were the managers of the basketball team for work. We went to the Capitol. Like,
Yeah, I
we
remember
went
that.
to the senator of Vermont or whatever.
And I went home. Yeah.
We went into his office, bro, and literally outside of the window of his office is a bunch of dudes standing outside with those
Assault
big,
rifles,
big ass assault rifles. They're standing
ARs
out there.
and shit. Yeah.
So, I guess my
Bro,
real
peep game
question
before you go, keep going. Peep game. We see assault rifles in the fucking subway, bro. In the MTA, we see so. But
World Trade Center all the time.
My step pops, he's a MTA cop,
Mhm.
and he's the EM. He's like an EM whatever.
yeah,
Emergency service unit.
Mhm.
Yo, he holds one. I'm like, oh
yeah,
shit.
you see. But in DC, they were nowhere to be found or something. Like
That's what I'm saying. I was like, so
So-
this fact is still a myth to me because there's no way. Yeah, they're there. Even if they got rubber bullets, it's better than like.
No. So I saw it, and at first it was like disbelief, and then there was like more and more videos that were popping up of showing the police or Secret Service or whatever the fuck they are, and you see them like opening up gates, and there's not a lot of people there that's like kind of stopping them. There really isn't that much tear gas or anything like that. Like you didn't see. I saw like smoke, so I don't know what the smoke was, but there was stuff like that you saw, and you're like, they're not really putting up a fight. It's almost like they're letting them in. And like I said, I've been there before, so I know. Like I literally got a tour of almost the whole Capitol building, and
Yeah.
like they literally walk around in the Capitol with them shits. Like so, you know that they have those
The
guns,
means.
yeah, and they're ready to do it. So you start to look at Twitter and you start to look at the stuff that was being posted by Donald Trump and stuff that he said. And in reality, probably what happened was, which is probably why the Republicans are so mad at him right now, is that he probably called back some of that security and knew what would happen. You know what I mean? And that's why there aren't as many people that was there.
So it was
Because
like a
in
setup.
reality, there, if you look at reports of stuff that has happened in D.C. in front of the Capitol, no matter what race it is, there have been people that have been stopped for smaller things.
Yeah.
So there's no reason that would have happened. So I don't think that it was this grand tragedy that happened that we're all making it out to be of being a tragedy. I think it's just a realization of just privilege is the best way to look at it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's
to Americas.
that's what
Yeah.
Who said that? Shaq. There's a lot of Shaq, LeBron.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
wasn't really in fear. I mean, part of it was fear because you start to think, is it a possibility of there being another civil war, like another civil war?
I mean, you saw what some of them had on their shirts, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, there was a lot of shit out there. Like there was somebody brought a noose. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that?
I didn't see the news.
You saw
no.
that? Yeah.
I saw them
Somebody
mocking.
they had nooses outside.
I saw them mocking the George Floyd.
yeah.
death. I saw them doing that.
So
too.
you know what that is, but like I said, I at the same time, it's like I don't know. There's that fear, but it was kind of just the concept of realizing that of the privilege, because if it was like a whole other plan for a group of people, it would have been different. But it was It was pretty much orchestrated by Donald. So
you know what's crazy? When I really knew it was real. So there's a game called Far Cry 6, and in Far Cry 6, there's like a there's like a group of people that believe America, like a certain thing about America, and that there's basically like not KKK or like so, but yeah, like a supremacy group. Like it's like white supremacist group. And somebody put, this is a DLC. This is the DLC to Far Cry 6. And I was like, yo, what? And then I looked it up and I was like, yo, this is real.
Nah, I saw something. You saw? Did you see the video of the cop? He was trying to stop them from walking up the stairs.
it was like
And then he started running away
He
himself.
like pulled out his baton and shit. He was trying to stop them. Somebody was like, "This is me and zombies when I run out of bullets."
Nah, I saw a few of those zombie jokes for sure.
You see? So like, nah, but that's when I knew it was real. When I was like, I asked the questions I asked that day I woke up and I found out that happened. I asked Jamal in like my group chat the question where it was like, so nobody got like, what happened? Like, and then nobody got shot. Yeah, one person died. Other people were injured. That's it.
What do you guys consider this? Like, what if you had to make a headline for, if you work for a news reporter or journal?
If I had my own magazine,
What would
right
you? Yeah, what would you have titled?
Well, my magazine would probably be so pro, like, it's like so like
What would your headline be?
white privilege at its finest.
What would your?
I like that. I don't. I wasn't expecting that.
It was,
I
I
would-
don't think I came up with the top. of my
No,
head.
no, I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I suck at when it comes to things like this, but I don't know. I would have named it like WTF or whatever, like with the OD exclamation point bold font, like, and then I would have put that picture of you saw that picture that they put at the Capitol with like the little Trump banners outside and the smoke going outside, like that should look crazy. It made it look like that picture really made everything look a lot more serious, and it probably raised a lot more awareness so that people could see how much it changed, because normally you wouldn't even see the Capitol building like that. So the fact that it was covered up like that with all those signs and all those smokes everywhere, it lets you know how dangerous it was.
It's just so like sad, you know. It's really sad. And this is remember my big little changes, my little big change, where it's like exactly like y'all gotta dead ass open up your minds. So this shit is real. This shit is not fake. Y'all saying all this like bullshit on the news, whether it's Fox News, Fox News, like this is not us trying to say like white privilege is like the we're saying white privilege is the biggest fact, like we're showing it, and this is not us trying to say like this is white privilege, and y'all do not believe, like y'all say, oh, there's no such thing as white privilege, but this is at its finest. Like that's why I love that, like white privilege at its finest.
Would you something
in
that
script.
something that I
In
was
script.
having a conversation with my family is not really what we're thinking about as the fact of, oh, if it was a group of Black or Spanish people, like what their reaction had been different. We were talking about what kind of move do they make next? You know what I mean? Because they now have to realize that being that it is the Capitol, which is why you see so many Republicans like turning on Donald Trump now, because there were so many documents and stuff like that that could have been lost or could have been taken. And, you know, they were doing something that was super important that day, the electoral votes. So,
Personally, you were
and that's why you see them making the stance against Donald Trump. They're basically canceling him and talking about whether
trying
or
to
not
kick
they
him
should
out.
impeach him and use their 25th Amendment. So do you think, what kind of, I guess it goes back to another change question, but it's like, what do you think, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this fucking question.
What's the next step?
Yeah.
I mean-
about the okay, I know what I was trying to say. The battle of them, like the government making those steps of realizing that they have to do something about this, because it can be
This group
a
or
lot
this-
worse.
I feel like
later.
they're
We gotta think of, like, the inauguration is coming up in 2 weeks.
yeah. First off, Trump already said he's not going to that. Secondly, I just wanted to throw that out there. Secondly, to answer your question, I feel like they're low key handling it. I don't want to say that they're handling it the best way that they should, but I know a couple of people, like that guy, for instance. I know for a fact the guy that had his that had his feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk or whatever. I just read like a few minutes ago that they incarcerated him. And I feel like that should have happened.
Yo, you see that the FBI has been on Twitter asking people to
Yo, you know, I
for
didn't
their
know
help
that was
to
like a real
identify
thing.
people.
Yeah.
No,
I saw it was like their page and everything. I didn't know that was a real thing.
Yeah, they put it online trying to help get.
But I feel like
identify people.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like they're trying to. They knew how
bad.
bad they fucked up, so they're trying to make up for it by at least incarcerating the people. It would have been better, more proactive if they would have done it right then and there. You know, handcuffs at least or whatever. But we didn't see that, so at least they're getting some people that they saw. They put them as wanted. You know, the FBI has that list out for them, so at least they're trying to do their due. You know, they're trying to make up for it.
No, you stopped man abruptly. But
Oh, I did not. I just feel like they. I
thought
just
he
feel like
finished
they're
the
doing.
sentence,
Yeah,
like,
I feel like
I
they're
was
doing what they
there's
need.
a
you said
period.
okay.
And I said, okay, yeah.
I hit the nail on the head. That's why.
That's it. He put the
What
coffin.
you want to ask that?
No,
Nah, they're probably gonna take the inauguration serious. Like they're gonna probably have it because now he's not the president no more. So now, he probably
I
can't.
do want to come back to this at a later time. Actually, I know I brought it up, but I kind of want to come back to this at a later time because the next time that we record is going to be after the inauguration, and I want to. I guess it's a topic that you guys can think about now, about like what changes do you think we're going to see within Joe Biden's first 100 days?
I'll tell you the first one right now.
Because the first 100 days is like the biggest for whatever changes that he wants to make immediately.
Listen,
So that's something to think about. You don't have to answer it right now.
now, can I answer like real quick?
No,
Nah,
think about it right now.
It's
Think about
serious,
it.
bro. Because everybody agrees with me.
What?
We all going on lockdown. It's over. That's it. Yo, y'all had y'all fun. It's over. Now imagine. Nah, okay. But seriously, I'll give you the answer next time.
Yeah.
Think about
when we come back, we could definitely discuss more lengthy of we could discuss this topic more of length. But yeah, as of right now, there's a lot of unknowns because the inauguration is happening January 20th, right?
I thought it was the first, 21st.
20th. All right.
So in order to change everything that's going on, let's divert this whole thing. You know, let's.
Oh, look at you trying to be the person.
Nah, because I was like, let's do it because
Producer.
producer. Not even. I mean, think about it. Let's just change it up because we don't want to keep ranting about this. I feel like we already let it known that we were, you know, we disapproved. You know, we didn't like how that whole situation was handled. The FBI is doing what their part at least, you know. So I feel like we hit the topic. We you know discussed it. So now we can move on and let's talk about some positives, right? Let's talk about what goals do we have for us? Because I know we have some goals. We're all bright-minded people.
Like goals as in like the resolution talk or different like
Nah, goals as in like Just Talks podcast.
Did it on purpose because I want to talk about Cole.
Talk about the full off.
Because Cole announced that he's supposed to be dropping an album. I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about music anymore, but which is part of topics that we have to talk about. But he announced that he announced basically that he's going to be releasing some new music, and I wanted to include him because he's one of my favorite artists, as everybody knows. So, my real question about Cole with his upcoming project or projects, whatever it is, because you saw that he posted this whole long thing.
He had two things before the fall off, right?
Yeah, it was the off season, It's a Boy, and then the fall off. I have something to say about the fall off, but my question is, do you think that he's retiring? Do you think this is the end? Do you think this is the last time we're going to be getting a J. Cole album?
I mean, this is the same thing that Bad Bunny's doing. And his last album, he made it seem like he's not dropping any more music.
That was food, though.
I feel like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I feel like it's going to be the same with Cole. I feel like whenever an artist says that they're retiring, they in reality don't retire. Look at Jay-Z. The Black album was supposed to be the last album, and he dropped like 2 or 3 albums after. So I feel like when people say that, they're probably thinking of the moment, like, oh, I probably don't, you know, have that passion for this anymore.
Yep.
But when you've been doing something for so long, That's part of you. So at the end of the day, even though he says he's retiring, you know, at the end he's gonna go back to the stew. He's gonna have some verses because that's routine for him now. And that I'm not saying he's gonna come up with an album in like a year or so, but after those 3 things that he has coming up, I'm pretty sure we're gonna hear something else. And think about it, Dreamville is huge right now, so they're gonna definitely have at least another Dreamville album or something. So you were gonna hear.
You know they started a podcast, right? Boss started he's a host of a podcast now.
Is it called Milky Way?
No, I forgot what it's called, but they started a podcast. They're actually already 4 episodes deep, which is
4
crazy.
episodes?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to give me the name of that afterwards.
Yeah, I'll look it up and show you. Do you think this is his last album? I feel like he's gearing us up because there's a lot of shit that he's trying to do. Part of me feels like that list of shit that he showed us, I don't think that it was all music. Like I feel like part of that might have been like more clothes or other shit like that. Because off season,
he's a Puma ambassador, right?
Yeah, he has a deal with Puma. Like in the picture when he announced it, when he said the off season, he said something about the off season. I forgot what the caption was, but you see, it's like he's wearing yellow and black sneakers that didn't come out yet. So could it potentially be that? I mean, his birthday is this month, so
28th, right?
yeah.
January 28th.
I don't think I think he's like gonna slow it down even more, and that's way worse than retiring to me.
Yo, but if you think about it,
I think
he's still gonna be finagling because he's a producer. He also produces
Young Bucks. Like,
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that he's gonna be producing because he has a lot of Boss and JID's biggest songs are
produced by Cole, right?
But yeah, they're produced by Cole. So
I want to see more JID this year.
He's gonna
man.
be in the studio.
I
He has an album coming out too.
He does.
Yes, he does.
I think he's been talking about it since last year.
He announced it already though. Well, no date or anything like that. Or
Yeah, we need to.
but
I don't know. We're not talking about music, but I just want to say this real quick since we're on the topic. Might as well say it now than never. What's his name? Kendrick. Yo. I don't know if you're hearing this. You're probably not. But yo, I need another album soon, bro. For real. Like old TDE. I need something. I was just talking to you about earlier. I need new Isaiah Rashad. I need new Kendrick. I feel like
SZA.
Oh yeah, of course. Didn't she drop a single?
She dropped a single. That's not an album.
No, but that showing that she's putting in work though.
No.
But yeah,
No.
I need all of that, all the new music.
I want to get back to Cole, but being that you started talking about California artists, they said that that they have music done for Nipsey and they're gonna be dropping another Nipsey album. That should be coming out.
I feel like we kind of spoke about posthumous hominous. That word always gets me. But I feel like we spoken about those albums, and to be honest, I feel like as of late those albums are actually pretty good compared to what was thrown out before. So for Nipsey, I feel like they're not gonna, especially the time given. I feel like they're not gonna just throw out a whole bunch of trash. I feel like the album is most likely gonna be
it's gonna be solid because he owned his label. So the people that's gonna be putting out is like if one of us had made an album and passed away, we're gonna know what you would have.
Yeah, the type of direction that we were heading in.
It's not the label.
I think that would be cool. But
yeah, I'm excited for that. That's positivity right there.
At the same time, I'm not a fan of it. But I like only because post hominin, however you say that freaking word. Those albums are not as great as what they could have been. The only one that I agree is great. Like they try to do it for Mike and stuff like that, but it's like relax. Like there's certain things people shouldn't hear. Like, and it's not because it's good or bad. It's just like because like they didn't want to put it out at that point. There's a reason they didn't want to put it out at that point because they probably had future plans of it. But now, because they're not involved in our future in a way, it's like, okay, maybe we do want to hear it.
Nah, I feel like it'll be good for. I feel like it'll be good for everything that's going on. We know everything that Nipsey stood for. Like, he was very progressive. You know, as a rapper, he not held a lot of weight, but you know what I'm saying. Like he did what he. That's why his death affected so many people. You know, and that death, death is, something that people can't really bounce back from, but hearing words from somebody you really looked up to, and this time that's gonna do us a lot of justice.
Ready? What does the audience think about Nipsey's album? What do y'all think about them releasing a Nipsey album? I know one person doesn't really listen to rap like that, so I can't ask him. How are you? What do you think?
Yo, he put you on blast.
Toya's not listening.
All right, there you go. That's it. That's the answer right there.
The whole time, I'm like, fuck, I want to say something, but like,
She's like, yo, I'm ready. I'm ready.
The one time I'm not paying attention to what's happening.
She's on her phone. That's when Danny's like, you know
that's
what?
when Danny wanted to do that.
Listen,
So all right, back to Cole.
back to J. Cole.
The reason why I brought it up
Cole.
is because
Jermaine Cole.
you know how J. Cole is my favorite artist. I feel like there's nobody that pretty much everybody knows that. So, this
Kid
album,
Cudi.
The Fall Off, well, he's up there, but the album, The Fall Off, I have super high expectations, especially regardless if it's the last one or not. This is the most that he's promoted an album ever. Like, he's never promoted an album this much.
I mean, you follow him, and
I
like you said, you're
Yeah,
one
I
of his.
followed him his whole career because I started listening to him when the warm up came out.
No,
So-
but I was
I'm
about to say, I
actually
feel like
living
Born
on
Sinner, he definitely
Yeah, I was in Born
promoted
Sinner,
that
he-
because
yeah, OD.
you got to remember that point in
It's
time.
different.
He was still
It's
he
different.
was still a youngin. Like
He released.
It's different though.
He released like not Born Sinner things.
It's
but like,
different. The reason why it's
different.
different is because when Born Sinner and the Sideline Story came out, it was under a label. And the label has to do those things for you to
Okay.
be able to promote an album.
Okay.
That's under a label. He's not with them anymore. So this is on his own. Ever since he dropped 2000 for Forest Hills Drive,
everything else has been himself.
everything has been himself. And he's literally just, all right, I'm dropping it. Hey guys, I dropped it. It's mad secretive. And we would have never known every album that he's dropped in the past couple years. Think about it. We didn't, I mean, outside of the Revenge of the Dreamers 3, but we didn't know Forest Hills Drive was coming out. We
That's
didn't
true.
know For Your Eyes Only was coming out until it was out.
Yeah.
We didn't know that KOD was coming out. He just was like, hey, I'm here. Meet me here. He put it on Twitter. Meet me here. And then when people showed up there, he played the music and it was like, the album's coming out on April 20th. And as far as like other singles and stuff like that, he's been very secretive and he never promotes the shit. And that's the way that it's been the past like 5 or 6 years. So now knowing that he's been like strongly promoting it, I feel like this has to be his best album because there's no way that you're going to put this much hype into something and be this promising, regardless if it's the last one or not, that you're going to put that much effort into something if it's not going to be the absolute best one.
I was gonna say that.
So
I
if
was
it's
like-
not, I'm gonna be extremely disappointed. I'm
Nah, I
pissed.
feel like
And I
I
might
was-
not be a J. Cole fan anymore.
I was gonna say,
know that's a lie.
That's a damn lie. Nah, I think for me,
I'ma
like,
jump on the-
I agree what you were saying.
Drake bandwagon.
Drake Bang. There's a lot, actually. There is. I think I feel what you're saying, and if this is his last album, I just want to put it out there real quick. If you are retiring, please finish some of the songs that you gave us snippets to.
That's never gonna happen.
yo, so many artists.
I just want to know
so many artists have done
what
that.
you were supposed to release
That's never gonna happen.
on in February, like in 2000 when he released on Black Friday. And
Oh,
we-
Yo,
that's
nah,
the-
that's
the
the whole-
album where
yeah,
he
nah, that's
released
the
it.
whole-
That's
yeah.
definitely not
Yeah,
happening.
that's-
Kendrick's not even releasing any more music. You think he's that's not
Please,
happening.
You know how old that
Please.
shit is? That shit is
Nah.
definitely locked up in a vault. It's
Yeah,
never
it's probably
coming
is.
out.
But other than that, like I do agree. It kind of like it can be his best. It doesn't. I don't feel like it has to be his best album.
It has to be his best.
No,
album.
because even like
It has to be.
let's say
I feel like
Jay-Z,
he's probably the
It has to be his best album because when I don't know if you ever listened to a J. Cole debate
Interview?
of people talking about what's his best albums.
It's all over the place, isn't it? To me, it's all over the place.
It is all over the place, which is like some people will say Born Sinner, some people will say Forest Hills.
That's mine.
yeah. I like.
But I
Forest
feel
Hills,
like
but Born
like I
Sinner
said,
has
it's the
slaps.
difference of where he's at, and I feel like it has to be able to top it. He's even said that he can top it. So
No,
Okay,
that's
so
what I'm saying. I
then-
feel
then-
like
I feel
this
like
album,
it has
he's
to
just.
Okay.
be,
I
it
give
has
him-
to be that idea. It has to be able to be the best, especially if it's the last. You have to go out on the bang.
I feel like he's probably proudest of this one because, like you said, he's by himself now. So I feel like that's why he takes so long. That's why he takes so long to do his thing, because
Go ahead.
oh, my fault. No, so yeah, I feel like that's why he's taking his time with it, because he knows the setup, he knows the rollout, he knows what he's doing. So somebody like you that's a really big fan, he has a lot of those people that are huge fans of him. So he knows, he's like, all right, but I'm gonna get the ball rolling. I'm gonna start throwing little subs and things like that to get the fans, getting them excited for it, and then watch when he drops it. I mean, I'm not even jacking. I feel like he's not gonna disappoint at all. You know how cool it is.
Unless he does some next shit. He gave us something that never delivers.
What's your question?
What's your question?
Why do you guys think people hate J. Cole or don't necessarily?
Nick.
Listen, people like pollo, man. Nah, there's
Mo was talking about it
Yeah.
on Twitter the other day.
No, I
So
was.
I wanted to bring it up since you guys were on the topic.
I think that the reason why
He does get overlooked though.
I think that it's a mixture of things. I think is people think that it's a cool thing to say that they aren't fans of J. Cole because that was a running thing for a long time. And they don't want to openly admit that they're joining the bandwagon for whatever reason, even if it is good. Because a lot of people said that he was boring. And then he went and jumped on a bunch of features for all different kinds of artists, of all different kind of sounds. And it proved that it's not boring. Like even with the Revenge of the Dreamers, there was so many different sounds on that project. So I think it's just a cool thing to say. I think that people don't like J. Cole fans because they like him so much. I don't think it's really him because it's hard to really. I don't know. I mean, I might be biased in saying his music is not bad, but I think that people can't say that his music is bad. They just hate his fans.
I think my thing is the weight, if that makes sense. So Drake, like you think about people, Drake fans, like Drake, that releases an album like every 2 years. Not even but within those 2 years he releases a song. So he keeps people like in. But J. Cole will wait like 3 years. Like,
But I never heard that as a reason why people don't like him.
And then that's
No, because people wait on artists like Frank Ocean or whoever it is.
Yeah,
to
I don't.
drop something and it's never like it's complained about, but it's never a reason to not like him or to stop engaging in his music.
Yeah, I don't think that's a reason why they don't like him.
so I've heard that from like 2 people at least, that they were like he doesn't release enough music, and I'm like, what?
Or it could be that also, not saying that this is for every song or every album. I feel like another factor that it could be is that people cannot. Wow, I just had it and then I lost it. People don't have the capacity to understand some of the things that he's talking about, so that might be the disconnect between understanding and feeling the music as opposed to just not giving it a chance or like turning it off when he says something that you just can't resonate with.
Yeah.
Enough, maybe.
Okay, I like that one. That's a better like. It's when you don't feel the artist that you if you don't feel the artist,
can't feel what they're talking about, so
you can't.
it just isn't interesting.
It's like me and there's like my whole group. I listen to rap, but I don't listen to rap as much. But if you play like Whoopty and all that, like I'm just like I don't resonate with them because I understand what they're talking about, but I haven't done that. Yeah,
and that could be the issue. It's not that it's not good. It's just not interesting to me, maybe.
Like,
and that's what keeps me from engaging in the music or giving it a shot. And a lot of people do not listen enough to like certain artists.
Yeah, and then for me, J. Cole, like let's just talk about J. Cole and people not liking him. People are dead. I think Kevin Hart said it in an interview with Seth Rogen. He said like people always try to look like there's people that look for the bad and shit, and they always try to say something. Yeah, the pessimist. Like, I've been called a pessimist, but that's fine with me. I believe like J. Cole is great, but other people like there's some people that are like he's not better than Kendrick. And I'm like, so what did Kendrick say that J. Cole didn't say, and what did J. Cole didn't say? Because I want to see your like view on this.
I feel like it's all about like when it comes to music is such a broad like concept because there's so many different styles. Yeah, it's art. So everybody has that unique, every rap, every song is unique to that person. Like, for instance, the reason why that when that whole Black Kendrick and J. Cole album was coming out, everybody fucked with it so hard was because Kendrick rapped on one of Cole's beats and he bodied it.
Which wasn't the first time, by the way.
No, it wasn't. He produced Cole produced Rigor Mortis, wasn't it?
High Power.
Oh yeah, High Power. That track is fire. But yeah, he produced High Power. It wasn't the first, like you said, it wasn't the first time. But Cole also did the same thing with one of Kendrick's songs, and he did the same thing. He proceeded to body that beat. So I feel like the reason why like some people were so excited about that when that was like that whole situation was due to come out was because of how different they are. They have different rapping styles. Both of them are really good rappers. Like Drake said, I forget how his line goes, but the point is like there's multiple people that could be successful. It doesn't have to be the one king or whatever. It doesn't have to be the one person that's the best. They could share that throne, and I feel like
when he said the crown turned to dust.
All right, why do you?
No, not that.
I think this is another. I think it's.
You know what I'm saying?
It was Cole that said it. Not.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
He said, he said cool.
Why do you think? Because it's almost the same argument, although people compare him more to Drake. But it's almost the same argument. Why do you
they
think?
only compare him more to Drake because they
No,
give Drake
it
more
has
than
nothing.
Kendrick.
Has nothing to do with music. Why do you think people hate LeBron?
Yeah, I could tell you.
I mean,
I could tell you why I hated
people-
LeBron. Like, I was one of the people that hated LeBron.
I only hated
why do you
LeBron when
hate
he won
LeBron?
Miami.
I don't hate. I respect LeBron, and I actually like, in a way, like him a lot again.
No, yeah, I feel like
But the reason I originally said it was because people were putting shit in my head.
Yeah.
Like, the people I was around were like, "Oh, you leave Cleveland, blah blah, you can't." And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, "Yeah, you leave your hometown, oh blah, you don't respect." And it's coming from a point where we're from.
You were
Yonkers.
young-
Me and Jamal are from Yonkers.
Yeah.
We know so many talented people.
Mhm.
I had this conversation the other day with my
Yeah.
boy. There's people from Yonkers you wouldn't even know are from Yonkers, and they're not like they're up there, but not like Drake up there or something like that up there. Not even like Jadakiss up there, but still up there in the sense of like Jadakiss is a old like that's why he's up there like in a way. Like in 2000, Jadakiss was one of the main like blah blah blah. But now they're up there like whether they're singing or rapping, they're up there. But what they do is they're from Yonkers or they're from Westchester, Mount Vernon, or I say Mount Vernon or New Rochelle because those are the main ones. And they'll leave to Cali. They won't say where they're from still, but people will think they're from Cali. Why? Because they're not saying where they're from and they blew up in Cali, Florida, whatever, Atlanta.
Wait, I'm so lost. What does that have to do with LeBron?
No, so this.
I feel like
this is
he's
where
about
it's-
to tie it in. Hold on.
Can I like?
All right.
Give me the time, imagine. So they're saying they're like, but they're not from there, whatever. But they're from Yonkers and stuff like that. LeBron did something where he played for Cleveland, did great for Cleveland, left, and people were like, okay, you left, blah blah. Everybody hated him for leaving. Went to Miami, went from Miami. People in Miami had mad hype. Like, he's basically from Miami. He won in Miami. No, that's not what happened. He went to Miami to finally get a ring with his people. You know, his friends. Then this is why I hated him because he went to Miami, became like the best ever. Like, I hate Miami's team, 2K, the biggest cheat team ever. Don't care what nobody say. And I'm like, yo, like, why? But why do people love him? He betrayed his city, and that's how I always felt about people like leaving Yonkers because they betray like their hometown or their home where they stay. And then when he went back and won a ring, I was like, you know what? I can't hate this man. He's great. Like, and then he went to the Lakers, and I still like now. I'm like, I still have respect for him. I still like him now. He's dead as GOAT.
No. People hate LeBron.
Oh,
that's why
LeBron.
you don't like LeBron.
Yeah, that's why I don't. That's what I'm saying.
People don't like LeBron because he's good.
Yeah, that's the biggest one.
Yeah, if you really look at it,
LeBron is good.
He's better. Well,
And
everybody has
you
their own
might
opinions.
not he might not be your favorite player, and there's so many people that do
He's Batman.
that it's easier to be on the opposite side than to be on the side of liking him. This is why I was trying to relate it to J. Cole, because like you were saying before,
He's Deadpool.
it might not be somebody that you can relate to.
He's Deadpool.
And being that it's somebody that you don't relate to, instead of just saying, okay, I don't relate to it, they don't like the people that do like him.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll tie them and rope them all together.
I believe, okay.
I don't like him because you like him. I don't like him for whatever reason, and you don't like him, so we're just gonna group it all together. I just don't like this person.
Okay.
And that's why I was saying I think that is what falls into that.
He's
play.
so good that you choose not to like
It's the reason why people don't like
Deadpool.
anybody that Deadpool. Or why people hate anybody that does stuff that's great.
Yeah.
They don't really have a reason. It's just because they can't do it.
People hated Thomas. Was it not Thomas? The guy that made EMC. E equals MC squared. Albert Einstein. Yeah.
Like it's a clear understanding why people don't
I
like
did.
Donald Trump.
People, yeah. No.
It's a clear understanding why we all don't like Donald Trump. But
yeah,
it's,
exactly. But like him, like why would you hate? He doesn't do anything.
We don't
like
have there's no clear
He's-
reason as to why
yeah.
we don't like.
LeBron. Or like okay.
Yeah. So. All right. Boom.
Just want to say that like shout out like and rest in peace, rest in power to like people like MF Doom.
Man, I give props to his whole like team because supposedly he passed away on Halloween and we just found out like New Year's, so I give them a lot of props.
They didn't want to say anything because then it would probably ruin like a lot of musicians. Not a lot, but a lot. Like
No, I feel like that's how he was though. He was like whenever he dropped things, it wasn't like he wouldn't like broadcast it. I feel like
he
that
was
fit his style.
underground. He was very
Yeah, I feel like
underground.
that fit his style.
Rest in peace to Dio. Rest in power to Debo.
Yeah, rest in
Zeus.
power to Debo.
That's young Zeus. If y'all didn't know that, that's and prayers up to like Dr. Dre. I don't know,
Nah, I think he's better. They said he's doing good. Luckily,
but
he,
still prayers.
no, yeah, of course, cause that he had an aneurysm, wasn't it?
Yeah, sure. I don't know what that is, guys. I'm sorry.
Brain
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's too much. It's like stress on your
Okay.
brain.
I know that he's been going through a lot too. So
Yeah, that divorce, shit
Yeah,
crazy.
that's
How much did she take?
yo,
She didn't take anything yet. It's not official yet.
it's not
But how much
signed.
is she asking for?
Yeah, a lot. Everything.
Everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
His
mean-
soul. Yo,
Nah, come on.
the devil is at work.
Are you guys gonna do prenups when we're gonna have that conversation?
Prenups, yo. So
Can we answer
I mean,
that?
if we're gonna close,
this-
out on this, I want
we just
some
answer this?
clarification.
Can we answer this like a yes and no thing real quick, and then explain it like next time?
I want to get I feel like I always get the definition of prenup like confused. That's why I feel like I got it mixed up. So prenup is when if she divorces me, she takes half, or she doesn't take half.
She doesn't take shit.
A prenuptial agreement. So that means that a prenup can be anything that you guys decide it is. So usually when people get prenups, it's to prevent their partner from
Take something that you
taking
created.
Oh,
property
okay.
or taking assets
From before our marriage.
from before the marriage.
Yeah,
So-
it's
so-
an agreement. Like it's not like sometimes people think it's a little bit different than what it is. Like you come up with the terms together. It's not like one person creates it because you have to sign the document.
Rich people
So-
usually do it because.
but it's like when they're on their way up.
Assets.
Yeah.
Imagine I win the lottery, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get married. I win the lottery.
We get married.
No,
But keep going,
no.
keep going. I got
But
the
like,
point.
no, wait. Can I let me just finish?
It's not exactly if you win the lottery.
No.
because that's something that you already have.
Yeah, that's what
It's something that you're like building up.
That-
I see
It's
your
not,
vision, bro. Don't worry.
it's not exactly the same.
I ain't finished. Imagine.
He wanted to say
Like,
he
let
won the
me-
lottery
let's tie
before
it
we
up
got
again.
married.
Yeah. Like, let's say we're getting married, and I put in my prenup, if I win the lottery, you're not taking nothing.
Oh yeah, you see,
Like,
because it's a contract,
yeah.
and both of you have to sign
Yeah.
it.
So
I
it's
mean-
like I win the lottery, like we have amazing time, and then something happens where it's like I want a divorce. I want a divorce, or she wants a divorce.
Yeah.
Now she can't. I got OD bread from the lottery, especially how it is now. It's like at 500 something.
Yo, yeah, it's crazy. I actually forgot to play the lottery today.
So
It's Friday.
it's like that. It's like that,
play.
and then now she divorces you, and then she's like, "But I want half his money." you're gonna
Nah,
get half
you're
of
a
what I
dub.
make in my little job, my little part-time job. I still got my lottery money.
Nah, I
It's
mean,
like
I
that.
feel like it all depends. Like, think about it. If you're in love,
Just say
you're not
yes or
gonna.
no.
All right, no.
Okay.
But because you got to think about the timing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like if like I'm back it up real
Chubbs,
quick.
I don't want explanation right now.
All right, go ahead. I want to hear your answers. I
The
said
reason
no.
why I don't want, because we could dead ass continue this.
To be continued. Now, go ahead. I want to hear your responses because I already said no.
Trying to create something, I said that I think I would have the conversation, at least. I'm not going to say yes or no, but I'd have the conversation.
Now you see, no, it's a
that's
yes or
fine.
no question.
No,
Nah,
you
nah,
said-
because
no,
I
you
could have
said-
easily said
no,
that
you
shit like
said-
slid
no.
off.
No,
like,
you said the same thing, base. You said it depends. But
Yeah.
for right now, it's a no.
Yeah, all right, I feel you.
Him,
It
it's like,
depends.
so it could be a yes, it could be a no. Right now,
True.
it's probably a no right now for him. Right now, until the conversation actually hits, where it's like, okay, now I know, like for it's a definite thing. Me, it's a yes,
Yeah.
because I feel like in the future I don't want to get married. That's my thing. So.
I feel like that's the thing, man. Marriage is.
A social contract.
I really feel like it because, like,
Boom.
if you really think about it, bro,
business, bro.
it really is a business. Because
Yeah,
if you
that's
think
it.
about it, if I love you so much, why do I have to share this moment with 50 friends or 100,000 friends of ours? Like,
You're getting
Bro.
married in court.
Bro.
bro, like, there's so many different things about marriage,
we,
but
Go
we can
downtown.
get off this and continue this next time, because this is something that we can go down a long rabbit hole.
Exactly.
I don't want to. But
But think about it. Adele divorced her husband and has to basically give him
yeah, like
her
half.
net worth.
Yeah, isn't it half?
Crazy.
I thought it was. Oh,
her
but
net
yeah,
worth.
but yeah, he didn't
That's
do
what he got.
anything
He
for
didn't
it,
do anything,
and he's
He has
making
to,
bank.
She has to give him her net worth.
Yo, and I'm not. I don't mean to.
That's
I don't even know what I'm
couple
about.
million.
I'm gonna just hold my thoughts back. Adele, she got.
It's a couple million, bro.
Nah, I wasn't talking about their
I
finances.
know what you was talking about. I was right here with you.
I didn't catch it. I didn't. I didn't. Catch
I just know that guy's tight.
I didn't catch it.
But yeah, tell us what's coming up.
So
Yeah, let's wrap it up with this on a high note. Let's let the viewers know.
I like to see that you guys are trying to
Hey, this is season 2. We're trying to progress.
be
We're all
a
trying to
little
grow.
bit more.
Me and Charles
proactive.
really trying to be in here. Like.
Be a little bit more proactive. So we'll
Hey.
basically moving on from here on out with the whole like reason why we're calling it season 2. Post schedule, we're gonna try to be more consistent, which is something that we were talking about.
Every 2 weeks.
Every other Friday, which means that we will be posting every other Sunday is when it's going to be posted. So Sunday morning, hopefully by 12 p.m. the latest, every other Sunday we'll be having a new episode, and we'll be recording every other Friday. As far as topics go, I know that we kind of talked about music and stuff like that, but we just went over some of the things that of like life and stuff like that, but we want to have more conversations about how we were talking about prenups and stuff like that. That's going to be kind of the focus, unless there is an artist that we hold deeply to our hearts that we want to have a conversation with, or something big happens, like J. Cole announcing an album,
Like
or
January 6th.
or something or something like that. Those are the conversations that we want to have moving forward. Real life stuff, whether we talk about movies and topics and stuff like that. Like I really want to talk
Less
about
sports.
less
Adulting.
I really want to talk about like if we could all do it, like the Marvel shows that are about to come out. I would love to talk about that. Like WandaVision is coming out soon.
I mean, let's also talk about the Star Wars shows that are coming out too.
I mean, I haven't watched The Mandalorian, so
Nah, the Mandalorian.
Nah.
is crazy.
I didn't want to throw that
That's all
out there,
I
but
wanna
yo,
say.
it's just that they're
So
coming
I've-
out with
I've
a
been
lot right now.
meaning to watch it, but I haven't watched it. But other shows, like I don't know if you guys saw
It's
the
not the
trailer
way.
today, with Zendaya. She has this show.
Yo,
that's
I
coming
saw
to
that.
Netflix.
Oh, I thought it was a movie. Isn't it a
No,
movie?
it's a show.
Yeah,
It's a
I'm lost.
series. I think it's a series.
Oh,
But
I
I
thought
would
it-
love
this
to.
overnight
I was
shit
under the
kills me.
impression it was a movie.
I would love to talk about stuff like that, and if we have guests that want to come on the show at later times, like people have been saying that over and over again. These are the kind of topics I don't really want to sit down and do like that interview style stuff before, being extremely transparent. Going back and watching it myself, being that it was something that I was trying to force upon, it was kind of awkward, and it didn't feel right. It felt forced. So I don't want to do that anymore. It's going to be more of sit down and having a conversation and join in,
Free flow
on it, and be more
like
free
more
flow.
audience again. And of course we are COVID. Like we think about COVID and stuff, so we don't have a lot of people in the room.
Just talking about there's a whole
There's a whole audience. We got like 50 now.
Yeah, like our audience, I really like to be serious. Our audience is really like 3 people. Like so, we actually keep it at a little.
Shout out to the audience.
Yeah, shout out to the audience. They're part of
our
Just
audience
Talk.
is our behind the scenes cameraman,
Yeah.
our camera person that is
Everybody.
not here,
I know
and,
it's gonna be different
and
people.
everybody else that basically
That
lives
usually-
here.
Yeah.
So
that's really it.
that is our audience. It is
Yeah,
basically a group
we're
of
less than 10.
Yeah.
We're
So
less than 10 people.
But I like it. I like this new direction we're heading in. I just want to say real quick before we cut off. Trust me, you're gonna close it off. I just want to say.
I was gonna close it off.
I just want to say.
I want to
Thanks.
close it off.
I just want to say, thank you for everybody that listened to, first season, the first 18 episodes. We have we have this whole other season. Hopefully, you guys are with us for this ride, and hope you guys enjoy it. Drops mic.
Yeah. So, my 2 cents is please if you're new to this, like we have other content and it's amazing. We're thank you for listening.
we do.
We have other content. We have content on our Instagram. It's actually pretty funny.
I'm joking. It was a joke.
Imagine. You could have just kept going. Imagine. Now we have more content coming out, not just podcasts, but we're artists. We're content creators. We are us in general. Like we are Just Talks, and we would love to hear questions. We love to hear comments and stuff like that. If you have email, if you want to email us, you can email this guy Jamal. I don't know
his email.
He's gonna
Daddy?
put his thing. You could DM him.
What's your email?
What's your email?
Link in bio.
There you go. All our links, all our social media and thing are in the bio, and you go take it out, Jamal.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to repeat everything that they just said. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching and listening to another episode of Just Talks Podcast. We're going to try to, like I said, be more consistent, basically what we were saying in the beginning. So appreciate you guys for returning on to the first episode of the second season,
Season 2.
episode 19. And see you next time.
Enjoy, folks.
You don't have to turn it off.
It's been great. See you later.